Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, I am Murad Agriculture, Senior Lecturer, Department of Agriculture Studies, Milestone College, Uttara Dhaka. Let's go for today's online lecture. Today, I'll discuss Chapter 1, which is name is Aquaculture, and then Section 1, which name is Pisciculture. And today is the first lecture of this topic. After watching this lecture, you are able to understand the concept of aquaculture, then method of fish culture. Then, in method of fish culture, I'll discuss about the Rajputi and Nilotica fish culture. Let's talk about the concepts of aquaculture. So, what do you mean by the aquaculture? Aqua means, if you have a look here, it's an English word which two part. First one is aqua means water, and the other one is culture means cultivation. So aquaculture means to cultivate any aquatic animal in water, to rear it, to take care of it, and management is for producing the fish or other aquatic animals is called aquaculture. This one is very, very important for your knowledge based question and MCQ as well. Sometimes you can get MCQ like what is the meaning of aquaculture, and sometimes you get a knowledge based question which is called what do you mean by aquaculture. Then you have to write it down this answer. Next is this fish is Nilotica Rajputi or Thai Rajputi or Thai Shortputi. Today I will discuss this fish as well. So this is the local name Rajputi. Sometimes it's called about Thai Rajputi, and sometimes it's called Thai Shortputi as well. And the picture of this Shortputi looks like this. And the scientific name of this fish is Puntias goni onotas. Mind it, this is very, very important. This scientific name, you can get MCQ or knowledge based question from this scientific name. So you have to memorize this scientific name. Remember that the style of writing the scientific name, always remember the first word will be capital and rest of the word is small letter, but the two word is individual, and put the underline mark on underneath of the word. So you have to memorize this one. Next is the characteristics of Rajputi. This is very, very important for your creative question as well. So let's talk about the characteristics of Rajputi. So this origin of this fish is Thailand. It's 1977 is come Bangladesh, first brought in Bangladesh. Then this is I told you as well before, this is called Rajputi, Thai Rajputi or Thai Shortputi as well. And as you seen, the fish color is silver white, and the disease resistant part of this fish is very high, and comparatively it is comparatively hard, and comparative production rate is very high. And this fish can survive in less water less oxygen content. As you see here, water even in turbid was a water as well. There are some other activities characteristics as well. This Rajputi you can cultivate it in 5 to 6 months water. That means in not in the permanent water or seasonal water, seasonal pond or permanent water, both of the side you can cultivate this fish. And this fish is production is very low, and it can be sell after 3 to 6 months, where the fish weight will be 100 to 20 gram, and the growing, and it can be growing in 2 times in the per year. So single and mixed culture can be done in this fish, which is Rajputi and Rui fish. Next fish is Nilotica tilapia fish. This is if you have a look the picture of the fish, this is Nilotica fish or tilapia fish, and the scientific name of this fish is Tilapia nilotica. In your textbook, second paper textbook, we only know about the two fish culture, which is first one is Rajputi and the second one is tilapia. So this one is important as well for your MCQ, which is scientific name tilapia and Nilotica. Now the characteristics of Nilotica. This fish as well brought from Thailand. That means the origin is Thailand. And first in 1974, this will brought in our country. And this fish color is grayish blue, which already you've seen. And this fish laying eggs about 4 times per year and get ready for breeding. That means after age of 3 months, it will ready to breeding. And total time is 6 months. And weight is 150 to 200 grams. That means after 6 months, it can be sell, and the weight will be 150 to 200 grams. The disease resistance power is very high, and bone, less bone and tasty, and type of pond you can be cultivated in the seasonal pond and the permanent both pond. And the production cost is very less, and the oxygen content, it can be surviving less oxygen where the water is less as well, and in the turbid water as well. And the temperature will be 9 to 34%. Now talk about the culture method of Rajputi or Nilotica fish. The Rajputi and Nilotica fish culture method is more or less same. Little bit changes. The changes I will tell you when I discuss the method. So let's start the culture method of Rajputi and Nilotica. This method is very, very important for your creative and MCQ question as well. So have a look. Selection. First one is selection of pond. That means how the pond will be. You have to select for this fish culture. Remember that the land might be seasonal or might be annual pond. That means permanent pond. Or the soil. Make sure the flooded, not too much water over there, and sunny and proper ventilation. That type of pond can be select for Rajputi and Nilotica fish culture. Next point is preparation of pond. So before you start any culture of fish, whatever it is Rajputi or Nilotica, you have to be prepare the pond first. So first one is preparing bank of pond of the pond. So you have to prepare the bank of the and bottom of the pond. If there is any breaking side or any type of other side is that time you have to prepare the bank and the bottom of the pond. Excess water, excess aquatic, excess mud or polluted water will be removed from the pond as well. So that is the first steps of preparation of pond. Next point is removal of aquatic weeds. Before we start culturing the fish, we have to remove the aquatic weeds from the pond. We can use, we can do manually. That means we can manually remove the water from the pond, or we can use a net, or we can use different type of activities, whatever you like to remove the weeds from the pond. For instance, there is lots of aquatic weeds present in the pond, like water hyacinth, kude hyacinth, then helencha, maloncho. This type of aquatic weeds should be removed from the pond. Next point is removal of predator and uncultivable fish. Before that, you have to understand the what is predator or uncultivable fish. Here our cultivable fish is Rajputi and Nilotica. So the uncultivable fish will be the other fish, whatever present in the pond, like boal, chitol, shoal, etc. But remember that we consume that one, so that should be removed first. And predator fish, the fish which eat the other fish fries or fish, that is called predator or voracious fish. Here you can see shoal, magur, chitol, boal is the predator fish. So we have to remove that one. There is couple of ways you can remove the that predator or uncultivated fish, which is first one is by drying out the pond, second one is by netting, and third one is by using beds. So what would be the way? The drying out the pond. Before you start culturing, remove the water or dry the water from the pond, then easily the predator and uncultivated fish should be removed from the pond. And the next one is by netting. Use the net for removing or catching the uncultivable and predator fish. When we catch the fish, we can consume that one, because I told you before that fish example is shoal, boal, chital, etc. And last one is by using the baits or poison. Why? Because sometimes some fish or some wild aquatic animal present in the pond, whatever you use the drying out the pond or you use the netting, example frog, snake, etc. So that is why if we use poison or bait, for example, for this we have to use rotenone powder or bleaching powder. If we apply that one in the pond, that time the water, that time the fish or uncultivable predator or uncultivable fish present in the pond, that will be easily killed and floating on the top of the water. Then we can remove the that one from the pond. So this is very, very important. This point is very, very important. Next is application of life. So what is the application of lime? This is very, very important for your comprehensive questions, like why we apply or explain why we apply lime in the pond. So usefulness of lime in the pond. First one is lime increases the fertility of water and soil. Next is maintains pH value of the water. So if the soil water is acidic, that time if we apply lime in the pond, that time the water become neutralized. And next one is reduce turbidity and keep water clean. And next one is destroy germs of fish disease. And last one is increase the efficiency of fertilizer. So this point is very, very important. I told you before sometimes we can get questions like that. Explain the usefulness of lime application in the pond. That time you have to write it down, this point. Next point is application of fertilizer. So before you releasing any fries in the pond, you have to apply the fertilizer in the pond for growing the natural feed in the pond. So which chemical we have to, which fertilizer we have to apply? We have to apply cow dung, excrete of poultry birds, then compost, urea and TSP in the pond. For Rajputi fish, the doses per decimal will be 4 to 6 kg, 2 to 3 kg of poultry excreta, then compost 8 to 10 kg, and urea should be 200 kg and TSP will be 100 kg. You see, for Nilotica fish, more or less same, but cow dung, excreta, poultry is little bit different. So you have to apply this type of fertilizer in the pond. Next is testing toxicity of water. Before you apply, release the fries in the pond, you have to test the toxicity of the pond. Otherwise, after releasing the fries, the fries will be die. So that is why we use the HAPA. What is HAPA? You see, there is a two picture I show, which is first one is, you see, first one is the sketched picture without color, and the second one is HAPA with color. You see, what is HAPA? This is the net upside down, and we establish some bamboo over there. So if you release the fries here, the fries will not come out from this net. So you leave the fries here at least 24 hours. After 24 hours, if you see the fries is still survive, that means the water is very good, not toxic. But after 24 hours of releasing the fries, if you see the fries is dead, that means the water is toxic. The water is not good for releasing the fries. Next one is method of releasing fish fries in pond. There will be some method to releasing fish fries in the pond, which is, if you see the sketch picture here, the lady released the fish fries with the help of from the bucket. here they use the polybag for releasing the fish fries. So how they fries? Always remember that the fries do not release straight away in the pond, because this pond is very new environment for the fish fries. That is why you have to cover up the fish fries with some water in the bucket and some previous water in the bucket. Then you release the fries in the pond. Or if you have the polybag, and the polybag will be sink underneath the water for a couple of hours, then release the fries. Remember that do not release the fries at the afternoon. Always try to release the fries at the evening, because afternoon, do not evening, because when you release the fries in the evening, that time the fries will stay in the cool temperature at the whole night. So that is the less quantity of less percentage of die the fish. Otherwise, if you release the fries in the morning, that time whole day will be the sun. If that is sunny day, the temperature will be increased and the fish will be die. So that is why release the fries in the evening. Next is application of fertilizer after releasing fish fries in the pond. After releasing the fish fries in the pond, 10 to 15 days we have to apply the fertilizer again, because when the when you release the fries eat maximum natural feed in the pond. So that will be less percentage of natural feed present in the pond. That is why we have to apply the fertilizer again. Then it increase or try and help to produce the natural feed in the pond. Next point is the most important point here, which is fish feed. There will be two type of feed in the pond. One is natural feed and the other is supplementary feed. Natural feed is stay in the pond automatically, which is God gifted, but supplementary feed we apply in the pond from the outside, which is additional feed according to the requirement. If there is lack of supplementary feed, then we apply lack of natural feed, then we apply supplementary feed. So what is natural feed? The natural feed called plankton as well. What is plankton? The plankton is the aquatic microscopic organism which present in the water, and this is two types. One is phytoplankton, the other is zooplankton. What is phytoplankton? Phytoplankton is a plant molecule. That means aquatic plant molecule present in the water. That is called phytoplankton. Example, Daphnia, then Najas, different type of example. You can have a look on your textbook. And the zooplankton is sometimes frog, snails or other as well. So this is very important for your creative and MCQ question as well. And what is supplementary feed? Dry fish powder, then snail powder, blood meal powder, then poultry excreta, all this is, or rice husk, this is called supplementary feed. So you have to apply this one according to the needed of the fish. Next point is natural feed testing method. So how do you understand there is not enough natural feed present in the pond? There will be three types of testing method in here. So first one is Secchi method. First one is testing with Secchi. What is Secchi? The disc you see here or you see here, that is called Secchi. The farmer, or you can make it easily with the help of aluminium or plastic. You see, this is two color. One is white color, the other one is black color, and the rope tied up with here, and you have to put it down underneath the water at least 30 centimeter or 20 to 30 centimeter. If from the top you see the disc very clearly, that means there is no natural feed present in the pond. But if you do not observe, or you cannot see the plate easily or disc easily, that means you can say that the lack of natural feed in the pond. That time you have to apply the supplementary feed in the pond. So this is the first steps, or this is the first procedure to check the natural feed testing method in the pond. Next is glass sunlight method. What is glass sunlight method? Take some water in a clear or transparent glass and put it before or against the sunlight or any light. If you see this type of molecule present, or this kind of debris or waste materials you see inside the water, that means there is enough natural food in the present in the pond. So you don't need to be apply any type of supplementary food. If the water is not looks like this, that time you have to apply the supplementary feed in the pond. So this is the two types. The other point is, the last point is, sometimes farmer watch the pond which is looks very greenish in color. That times they observe this is enough natural feed, or they sink their hand underneath the water till their knee. When they easily observe the palm of their hand easily, that time they can understand there is enough natural feed. If that is not observed easily, there will be not enough natural feed present in the pond. Next is other cares. For culturing Rajputi or Nilotica fish, you have to care some other cares, which is disease management, insect management, or provide oxygen in the pond if there is any disease. So you have to take care of this, or contact with the agriculture officer, then provide supplementary feed. Then if the water is polluted, then you have to take the necessary steps. This type of other skills you have to follow for culturing the method of Rajputi and Nilotica fish. Harvesting of fish. So I told you before as well, after 3 months later you can we can sell the Rajputi fish, so which weight will be 100 to 150 gram. That time we can harvest the fish. And Nilotica fish, same thing, 3 to 6 months later the weight will be 100 to 150 grams. So after that, after 3 months we have to check the pond by net. If the fish is our required level, then we can sell it and harvest it. So from this today's lecture, almost nearly finish my lecture. I will show some example of MCQ and CQ from this section. But I already, when I talk about the explain the points, that time I mentioned you which one is important for MCQ, which one is important for creative. So this is the example of MCQ, like what is the scientific name of Rajputi fish? You can say answer will be Puntius gonoenitus. You can get the MCQ here and mention the spelling here, and then which chemical used for kill the predator of voracious fish is we know that rotenone powder, or the other point is bleaching powder as well. And creative question, like you can get the picture of a fish in the question paper, like as a stamp. And the first question will be, what is Sekidis for 1 month? I explain you as well. What is explain the usefulness of line application in the pond for 2 months? I already explained to you. And then identify the figure A and describe the characteristics of the figure. So the answer will be like the mentioned figure is Rajputi fish, and you have to mention at least 10 to 15 characteristics, which I already explained to you at the beginning of the lecture. And then analyze the pond preparation of the instance figure. So when you're getting the figure, so you have to explain the pond preparation, which I already explained to you. So that's all for today's your lecture. If you got any questions, so you contact your subject teacher. They must help you. Thank you very much.